sunny Friday afternoon in Marsh Harbour. Amelia generously got me a brand new fishing reel for my birthday, so we're setting up that on the good rod and switching the not so good reel to the not so good rod. It's a brand new Shimano reel with Spectra fishing line. We're excited to try that out. Much thinner diameter. So using this fantastic Cruiser's Handbook of Fishing, which has everything you could ever want to know about fishing and then some, has a couple of great knots I haven't heard of before. One of them is the uni knot, and I'll use that to attach 150-pound monofilament and then the 100-pound Spectra line. Two best lures we've found so far are any kind of spoon and blue squid. So we'll set those up on the upcoming trip to Eleuthera and see what we get. We caught a nice amberjack from this spoon a few nights ago. So I'm up here getting this rig all set up and a few other projects, and Amelia's down below getting our latest grocery run all put away.
Hi, I'm Amelia, and
Okay, I'm recording. Go ahead.
Okay, hi, I'm Amelia, and we just got back from the supermarket here in Marsh Harbour in Abacos, Bahamas. We're getting ready to go to Eleuthera and then down to the Exumas, so we thought we should get some really nice stuff they have here. The produce boat just came in. We'd been here earlier and there was no produce, and then we realized the boat had come in, so we got plantains, bananas, apples, oranges. The prices weren't too bad, even on like avocados had really good prices. Cheese is more expensive. We really like the Irish salted butter they have here. And then we got some of our favorite canned goods like pears and peaches, and 3-bean salad goes really well with fish as a like easy side dish. And then some soups. Like cookies and bread. The bread lasts a really long time, and then we always have eggs on board. So for fruit, sometimes you'll have problems with, we've had problems with fruit flies. So to combat that, I always rinse all of the fresh fruit in vinegar right before we get it. So this squirt bottle is half vinegar and half water. Open it up. And then I just spray them and then just leave it in the sink to dry for a few hours. And then I put them away. Usually keep them in the cockpit so that the bugs don't get down here. They like to live in between our window trim. We also have this soft cooler. We don't really have refrigeration on the boat, and we rarely ever buy ice at all. And so if we want to eat something, like for tonight, we went to the store, so we have some frozen pork chops, and they can just stay in the freezer bag until tonight. If we do buy ice, it'll last about 3 days if we're lucky. But typically we just eat fresh stuff, and we have a lot of canned meat on board. Okay, so most of our canned food is kept in the settee berth. It's low in the boat, so all the weight can be sort of centered. Take the big cushion out. And we modified this by putting in 2 hatches that we can just open up for easy access. The food, there's no map to the food because it's all in here. I can easily glance at it. It kind of goes beans, corn, fruit, and that's an easy way for me to keep track of it. I did make one like Excel spreadsheet about the food. I put the name of the food, how many cans I have right now, and then their expiration dates, and then I put what's the highest amount of that type of food in cans that we've had on the boat. So I know, like, we've had 8 cans of pear halves. I don't need to buy 10 because 8's been doing pretty well. I always take the paper off because before we left I read a bunch of books about living at sea and cooking at sea, and they recommended doing this because the bugs like to live in the glue between the paper. So rip it off, throw it away. And then we use Sharpies to label the food. And I do top and bottom just because it's easier to see. So I have pear December 2013, and then I'll put it in here. I'll usually, if I have more than one, I'll do it in a group and then find where the other pears are and put them in. For our soft goods storage, we keep most of it back behind the oven. We made this cool thing that swings all of our pots and pans. And then we have plastic containers down there. I took most of them out. We have rice and oatmeal. So I always like to fill them up when I can to get them in plastic. Throw it away. And if it usually doesn't fit that well, so if it doesn't fit right, I'll close it and then like shake it a bunch, and then I'll make more room at the top. And then we use duct tape to keep the lids down when we're not using them. The plastic twist tops are the best for not coming undone, but this is what we had. For our oatmeal, I keep most of the oatmeal in this plastic container, and then we have oatmeal for breakfast. So for the breakfast oatmeal, that's in another container that screws on, and I'll mix the oatmeal with dried cranberries and brown sugar, and then shake it all together. Back on. And then for cleanup, when that happens, we have our little 12-volt vacuum. And then we put it back.
So for a while now we've been keeping an eye on our manual bilge pump, Plastimo built thing. It's kind of a flush inside mount. It's really nice and clean, works pretty well. The diaphragm on it has been deteriorating, and as you can hear, has finally cracked through. So that's why, even though they don't make these anymore, we have managed to stock up on a couple of them, so we've got 2 brand new ones. So we'll just pop that into place. Definitely a good idea to replace this as soon as we found the problem. It's a very important. Heading off into town to pick up our propane and get some extra gasoline before we head to Eleuthera. Dropped off our propane at the local hardware you.
chops for dinner. They're a little bit frozen, but I'm just cook them a little bit longer. Got the oven going. I just kind of put it on high and it gets around 350. I can't really control it that much. And we got some really nice herbs from my parents. This is called Boater's Blend, and it's got dillweed, onion, salt, chives, celery seed, garlic, pepper, arrowroot, shallots, sugar, and mustard. So I just rub it on there and then cook it for a little while. I'm going to put a salad and some fresh strawberries with it.
Sounds good. Also, if you're putting a boat together, invest the time and money on LEDs. It's totally worth it.